Hi guys, this is Aaron Etheridge, lead developer for Worlds of Magic. This is the first of our gameplay videos where we're going to show you how to start a new game, create a custom Sorcerer Lord, choose your race. So let's go just dive in and get started. First of all, we're going to click Single Player. This is going to take us to the setup screen, the first one of which is Game. Here we're going to be able to choose which planes of existence we want in the current game, what their type of landmass is, the amount of landmass they have, the number of opponents that we want, the world size, and whether or not we want fast movement turned on. In many cases, you can hover over things in the game and get a quick tooltip to tell you what's going on. I did want to point out that this is the beta and early access version of the game. We've only got 3 planes out of the 7 right now, those being Prime, Air, and Shadow, obviously. Here you can turn the planes on or off. You can change the size of the world map. As I said, a very large map is very large. These games span multiple planes of existence, and the world size actually controls the size of a single plane. So if you picked like 7 planes of existence on a very large map, long game. Obviously, the more opponents you have, these are actually Sorcerer Lord opponents and do not represent the number of independent empires that might form during gameplay. But you can set from 1 to 7 right now. Fast movement makes the army go faster so that you can explore the world map a little more quickly. This is mainly for testing purposes. However, we are going to provide a number of options before the game's final release where you can control things like army movement and more than just an on-off switch. After you've set up the type of game that you want to play, you go and you select your race. Currently we have 3 races in the game. Keep in mind, in most cases, this represents the starting race of the game. If you select Highmen, for instance, you can later capture Grey Elves or Draconian cities and play with units from both. However, if you select the Unhallowed, they are the undead that hate all life. They simply raise cities and replace the inhabitants with undead inhabitants, or a certain amount of them make it as undead. Either way, each little blurb tells you a little bit about the race in question to help you select what you want your starting race to be. Then we go on to the Sorcerer Lord. You'll notice now the spells are kind of grayed out here. You can't select your spells until after you've set up your Sorcerer Lord. At first, it takes you to a screen where you can set up a custom Sorcerer Lord. But before we get to that, you've got these pre-made Sorcerer Lords that you can pick and just jump into a quick game. Here's a guy that will be familiar to many. A lot of death magic, necromancer, heretic, can't be bad. I should point out that disciplines affect your character in some very specific way, such as necromancer. It does something that is quantifiable and singular, like Sage gives you 10% more research for power spent toward researching new spells. The spell circles themselves control how many spells you can get, what kinds of spells you can get, and what power spells you can get, what tier spells you can get in a particular school of magic, such as death, or in Merlin's case, Merlin was one of my favorite. You've got life, destruction, and protection spells. Now we'll go back and just create a custom Sorcerer Lord. Put your name in there, if you can spell. I bring the Doom, if anybody wondered. Artificer is a good one. I like making magic items. I would tend to focus on a bunch of different things. I love life magic though, so we're going to go ahead and just give me 9 points of life magic. That'll matter when we get over the spell section. I can show you a bit more, and we can just grab a couple of other disciplines. I'm not going to walk through these. These have tooltips. You'll be able to see them when you're actually in the game playing. You will actually be able to take negative disciplines as well to get more points. I don't want to do that right now, so. And then I can change my portrait, because even when I'm not playing Merlin, I like to look like Merlin. I like the way Merlin looks. Okay, so we now go to select our starting spells. Alright, now you'll notice, actually, right now what I can select is all life magic. I've got 7 tier 1 spells I can pick from. The Fireball icon is a filler, guys. We're currently making icons like mad. I can go and select 2 tier 2 spells. I did want to show you something a little bit different though. If we get the actual Merlin where we got a little bit of spread, not only can we pick, now we can pick only 5 tier 1 life spells because we have less tiers of life than we had before, but we also get 3 tier 1 destruction spells and 3 tier 1 protection spells. Alright, and obviously this is going to change your starting game. What you have in your spellbook when the game begins is really going to define what you're able to do from the very beginning of the game. At this point, we'd be ready to click Done and create a new game. However, that falls beyond the scope of this video, and we'll probably pick it up with the next video, having already procedurally generated our universe. So, I hope that you have enjoyed the first of our gameplay videos, and we look forward to seeing you in game.